All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel, come all the way back.
All the way back. And then
nothing can stop this market. We're all the way back. We're all the way up. All the way up.
Where are those bears from this morning? They're probably back in their caves, folks. We took out the overnight low and then some, went all the way to 43 and a quarter. Boom, boom. Interday low, some lows from March 10th low was 47 even. Tested that a couple times, and then we just turned around, and we are green on the session. Back at 3,900. Who would have thunk that this morning when we traded 38.43 and a quarter? Your current high, 01, a couple closes from Friday and Tuesday at 3,900. But once again, if we get up to that old 3,900 to 3,920 area, not much in there as we witnessed from yesterday's session. Not a good day for crude. Crude is in the red by $2.86. Wow, look at those last 3 days of almost matching ranges, but now bearing down on the low of the move. Gold's not participating in the rally. That's down 720 at 17.26 even. Silver in the red by 7.6 cents at 25.155. And Bitcoin, we're for 1,500 off the low. Made a low at 50,595. We're only down 2,400 here at 52,195.
I'm not ready to throw out this morning's show just yet. I am still in the camp of this is a sell the rate market until proven.
Okay.
One good day does not change my mind. That being said, you look around the market and you see a whole lot of a foreign color I'm not used to seeing. Some kind of a greenish tint, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
You look at pretty much most sectors, most indexes are in the green. Most sectors, except for energy, and I think communication, energy might be flat, but everything else is pretty much in the green. And yeah, it's just one of those days where the market is up, but I'm not convinced. I'm still in the camp of this is a sell the rate market until proven otherwise.
All right. Well, this is a rip to sell, man.
Yeah.
60 handles off the low. I don't know who much someone in the chat from this morning, I can't remember who it was, but they were said, hey, we're going to go red and turn around and end up green on the session. So buy the dippers reign supreme. Let's see if we can identify some of the strength and identify whether we're going to have some continuation moves. I don't think we have anything big on the docket for tomorrow, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
So we have a doc where we sort of keep track of what we're going to talk about for the show. We don't always follow the doc.
Yes.
And this is proof because on today's doc, I did write down the fact that GameStop, AMC, and KOSS were all up in the after-hours session. They spent their pre-market session leaking, but they were all up overnight, and we didn't get to it. And I wish I had mentioned it. I really did. In hindsight, because GameStop, for whatever reason, don't ask me why, is up 50%. AMC is up 25%, and KOSS is up also 50%. So if anyone has an explanation, I'm all ears. But I noted that overnight. Wish I mentioned it this morning.
Yeah, well, look at that for the GameStop. If you were a technical trader, look at that. Oh, wow, two lows. Well, not exactly in the same area. The old undercut and rally. You had a low yesterday of 1862. You went to 1690. But boy, when you came back up through that low, low risk trade, 186.39. Now that's above the close from yesterday and 2 days ago. What's the high? We'll see. 201.75 was your high from Tuesday. I don't know. Just a rebound. just maybe people were looking for the follow through on the downside in double digits, and that didn't happen. So bouncing right back, basically in the same area as where it closed before the earnings report. Interesting. 181.75. That was your close on March 23rd, and currently trading right at 181. So the street, the verdict still out on GameStop earnings. And then you mentioned AMC.
Yep.
AMC. Oh, man, these stocks do trade well together. This one, what are the matching lows from yesterday? 893, 895, and turned it around, and now back up right near the high of the session. 1132 is your current high, 1121 yesterday. Let's see if COS did the same thing. KOSS. Let's see. The lows were 40 cents apart there. So if you're trading off daily levels, daily highs and lows, you could have got some good trades off there.
For everyone in chat, coming up next at 4:15 after we're done with at the close is Mike Crawford. We've got the CEO of Hall of Fame Resort coming up.
Excellent.
So that's HOFE. That'll be at 4:15 today. In the meantime, let's just run through what else we saw in the market that was interesting. One stock that is not playing ball today is Netflix. A lot of tech is up. Most tech is up. Netflix is not. Netflix caught it. I think they caught a downgrade this morning.
Was that it? We actually had an analyst moving a stock?
I think it was benchmarked, but it's been a few hours since I looked at it.
Okay.
Vaguely remember seeing that, but I don't.
So they got boy, you could say this is an important area, kind of like the Roku. Who was talking about the Roku this morning? I think that rebounded, right?
Yeah. I would assume it did if
a little bit off. Went with the market. But Netflix, all I can say is for you, we don't talk about Netflix much anymore.
No, we don't.
But boy, I mean, you got it not on the lows here. You just got an area, right? And you got four lows right around here. Let's call it 493 to 499, 496, 497. So that's important. The gap up from the earnings. New all-time high on earnings day. Gave it all back. I don't know. Monthly lows here. Keeping an eye on this 495 to 500. Must hold for Netflix.
Joe, we had an IPO open below the IPO price today. Did you see that?
No, which one?
Vizio, VZIO. IPO price $21 a share. Shares opened at $17.50. You don't see that very often.
No, and boy, a big seller there at 19. I mean, this is all I can glean from the daily charts there, but someone wants out at 19. That's a rare. So this is Vizio. What's the stock that Kath dabbles in?
Does it also start with a V?
Yeah. Oh, it's Vuzi.
Vuzi.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to get confused, but
no, it's just first off,
rare.
It opened a little bit late. I thought it didn't open until almost 1 o'clock, which was on the late side. I remember, I think Uber opened below the IPO price, and I remember Blue Apron opened below the IPO price, APRN, but you don't see that very often.
No, not a good sign. What's this company do?
This is Vizio. This is the TV maker. The TV maker.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, okay. I've seen those TVs. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just all it means is hey, for once the people buying the stock aren't getting the worst deal.
No, that's interesting. But 19. I mean, you can see it on the 15. You can see it on the 30. I mean, monthly, daily, 1 day's action. Another leg up here in the S&Ps. We are now over 3,900, up 23 handles at 39.0375. So big old turnaround here in the S&Ps. Turnaround Thursday doesn't sound as good as turnaround Tuesday.
No, it doesn't. Art Styles is noting that Square is also not participating today, and it's down a little over 2%.
That's been
But-
trading with crypto a little bit lately. It's off the low. You just cling to 200 there, Art. I mean, look at that. All those monthly lows here, including this month's low. Boom, this month's low. It's actually a little bit lower. 191, 195, 197. So there's your monthly support. So just backing and filling here, hoping that that low. I mean, I think you even got to give it a little bit more than 400. I see so far the monthly low is at 191.36. So you're actually going to get a green candle out of this if it can close above 208.11. So not a great day, but down 436, but still above support. They're actually matching this exact low here at 201, 202.10. That's what you're looking at. Square, and maybe Bitcoin. Maybe that's been trading with Bitcoin a little bit. Maybe that's weighing it down today.
Are you correct? Want Joel's thoughts on Intel to the extent that I really feel bad. I feel bad making Joel look at this chart. We know he doesn't want to look at it. We know he doesn't like.
That's okay.
He doesn't like bugging stocks that he owns, but
I mean, they sold the living daylights out of that thing yesterday, right? Off the good news, and maybe some of that was market related. But still like you got down to 60.96 today. It looks like you breached a little bit into the trading range, lower end of that trading range that you've been holding since beginning of March. So boy, oh boy, like to work my way back through that red bar there. Got a lot of people caught on that one, but sticking with it short term or sticking with it long term, short term. Let's see here. You're probably going to have two closes in the same area. Yesterday's close 62.04. We're at 62.29. So recovered, not as much as I'd like to, considering how the market's ripped.
Toddy Parinati, I don't recall seeing you before in the chat. Welcome, Toddy. Is asking about X.
U.S. Steel. Well, you think with like $87 trillion going into infrastructure, it should be good for the stock. Let's see. Let's break this. What you want to see here is you got a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower highs. Looks like that streak's going to be broken tomorrow. 2067 is the current high. 2042 is where you're currently trading. So, it looks like it's going to break that string of lower highs. And I think things open up into the 21 handle. Your 2-day high is up at 21.18. So looks like you're going to break that string of lower highs in X. I thought it'd be up, when they start talking about that much money for infrastructure, I thought it'd be a little bit higher, but not a bad day. Did have that big run up over 24, just digesting a little bit of the up move, pulling back.
I just had I'm just blanking on what I wanted to bring up just now. Oh yeah, talk about broken trend, Joel. Not Telecom. The traditional broadcasting names, Viacom and Discovery, trend is broke.
Oh, I know.
Broken.
I know. Oh boy, that offering, Satic downgraded to sell today. Holy moly. $60. Let's see. The next day, you have some daily lows there. Boom, boom. What's today's low? Today's low is 64.52. What's this low right here? Ooh, you got another low at 64.60. So, boy, that's a big sell-off. I mean, you hit 100 on Monday. Now when you're in the 60 handle, you think this thing is going to be due for some kind of bounce. But boy, oh boy, what a rough 3 days for Viacom after doing that offering. And I saw Discovery is getting hit too. DISCA. I don't know. Did that have any news on it today, or is it just following it lower?
Well, they're pretty together. They're pretty correlated.
Yeah. How come Fox is doing so good?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I'm not prepared for a good answer.
Okay. That's okay. All right. Little bouncing around, back up at the highs of the session. Current high 06 and a quarter.
Yeah. All right. So I guess they're still going on the big tech thing with Facebook, Twitter, and Google to the extent that those things trade off that. I don't know how much, especially today. I guess Facebook being down on a day where the market is up would tell you one thing, but I don't really know.
It had a big rally. I mean, it got up really close to 300 on Monday. So that's a big move of it. And it was kind of going, opposite the way some of the other big tech was going. So 4 or 3 lower highs in a row. This is an important low. Actually, I'll give the support down to 275. 2 lows, 74.80 and 75.41.
Okay. And I wanted to, there's one more thing before I can go to the chat that I wanted to bring up. But, the Chinese stocks, which was also on our list to discuss this morning, and we didn't really get to it. But, and my fault for not mentioning it, I wish I mentioned it this morning. I guess that law, that delisting law was adopted by the SEC today is why there's pressure on pretty much every single U.S. listed Chinese company today, Alibaba, Baidu, JD, all of them. Basically, just a stricter law on who can have their company shares listed in the United States. It was adopted by the SEC today.
Well, that's definitely scary shareholders here a little bit in the FXI. Still good. Still haven't got down to your couple monthly lows, 44.66 and 44.65. So down but not out. Let's take a look at it. Is Baba getting hit on this news?
Yeah, they all are. So basically, what all the law says is, hey, if you don't keep up,
wow, right back down.
If you don't keep up with your financial disclosures. And auditing your audits for I think it's 3 years or a couple years. If you don't keep on top of that stuff, you're gone. You're getting delisted. That's basically what this rule says.
And look what you're coming into here. This is what I was trying to get off the mat. Although those highs 225, 226, you've taken that out now. That's not good. So you only have 3 lows to deal with here. Now, 2 other lows before you get to the low of the move. And your stopping points are 220.08. You haven't got there in the session. And then the other 2 lows are 15.32. Then the ultimate low of the move here was 211.23. So that pop over 240, that was faded very quickly, back in the lower 220 handle for Alibaba.
David Knowles, don't remind me, man. I own K-Web. All right, I'm getting lost today. I'm getting smacked around and dragged through the mud, but that's okay.
That's the market.
That's the market for you. Let's do some tickers from the chat. Anyone have a ticker, drop them in, and we will cover. JR mentioned GrowGen, which we did not cover this morning, and they had earnings, which we did not get to on this morning's show. I thought they had earnings, or maybe they didn't have. Maybe is that tonight? That might be tonight, actually. Let me confirm in the pro. No, they did not report.
These stocks didn't get the bump yesterday off the. Was it the New York news?
I stand corrected. They did report late last night. Wow, 7 p.m. last night. Okay. They raised their guidance for 2021.
I'd like to see this thing hold 46. I mean, you had the big drop. You took over half of it back, and then some. Turned around at $60, and now you're just hanging in here. Figure that exact 50% retracement and see if you can hold in there. Looks like you're going to get a double close. You're only down 11 cents. So you're going to have 2 closes in the same area. So that gives you a good level going into tomorrow's session. S&P's just peaked, just hit 07 and a quarter. Looks like we're going to end up green on the session here by, right now we're green by 26 handles.
A lot of people asking about HOFV. I'm not going to make Joel do technicals. We're going to talk to the CEO in 20 minutes. So just save your questions. Wait 20 minutes, everyone. Take a chill pill. What about ATPS? I forget why.
That's an old high flyer, isn't it?
Well, it's $75. Yeah, definitely a high flyer.
Yeah.
I forget why this came up this morning, or maybe it wasn't on the show. Maybe it was in chat. I forget where. Somebody mentioned this to me this morning.
Okay. Boy, these are old levels. Man, this thing is crazy. Look at that. This is a volatile stock. Let me get rid of these levels because they aren't relevant anymore. Man, you guys are giving me some tough charts today. Holy mackerel. I mean, there was nothing to lean on the low, and there's nothing to lean on the high as far as like what I mean by lean on is like a level within a reasonable area. Bad day yesterday. You want to work your way through that bar. Let's see, 72.25 was low. You back above that. Folks, you got me stumped on this one. There's a lot of air in this thing. If somehow we get some momentum, your 3-day close is at 85.29. So this is a tough one. I will say, though, overall, the stock has had a nice run, got over triple digits. It's working on a red month. You haven't had a red month since October. So maybe we're due here a little bit for a little bit more of a pullback. I just don't like the flippy floppy price action on that.
All right. When I said that a lot of Chinese or U.S. listed Chinese stocks were down, I should have said that is the exceptions to that rule today are the EV stocks, right? NEO, LE, and XPEV are all up today. So go figure. Then again, so is Tesla. They're all up.
Boom.
Basically, every EV stock is up today.
Really?
Pretty much.
Did you say LE?
LI, sorry.
LL. Okay. Man, I mean, it's fighting back from bad days yesterday and not getting it all of a bag. So getting some nice bounces. Let's see. Tesla is getting a nice bounce as well. Hanging in there right around mid-range that whole break. A lot of people are probably waiting for 600 this morning. Couldn't quite get there, so 609.50 was the low. So having to buy into an up tape, which is a lot harder than when it's coming down and they're just smashing your bids.
We're at the high of the session, Joel.
Yeah,
this is I guess here's what we'll say, right? Or here's what I'll say is if you were like freaking out this morning, then this is a gift. This is a gift, right? If you were like nervously sitting at your desk, you were shaking in fear over your positions, then today's rally is a gift for you. Take it.
Well, I mean, it's one thing that I know we did have some bearish talk this morning, but we just talked about the resilience of the S&P.
That's true.
And in that, just under all different circumstances, it just seems like someone, it's never like in March of last year, you had all out just sell everything. That mentality is not there in this market. When they're selling, they're buying something else. And the rotation within those 500 stocks is all-time closing high, I believe, 39.64.50. So we still got some work to do, but you can't deny a very good day. Now over 60 points, 70 points off that early morning low of 43.25.
Yeah. It's a great point. There's definitely been a divergence where the S&P has held up, and you can see it's up more today than the NASDAQ, though the Russell is I guess, the high flyer. So
how disappointed do you have to be in Apple today, right? It's up a little bit more percentage of the market, but this thing is just stuck in the mud. You hit that support.
Forget Apple. What about Amazon? It's down today.
AMZ,
yeah, it's in the red. That sucks.
Just those stocks, man. Once again, since the earnings, these stocks have just been out of favor, and who knows, maybe into the next earnings report. Definite rotation. S&P's caught a little bit of a cold here. We got to 39.0950. Now back at 39, just above 3,900. Tuesdays and Fridays close was right there at 3,900, just a tick below. Be interesting if we get 3 out of 5 closes right in that same area. So battleground 3,900 S&P futures.
All right, let's look at Tiger or TIGR. I'm sorry. That's the ticker. The actual company is Up Fintech, right? Yeah, Up Fintech. The Chinese brokerage play. I know Jason Raznick was long. I don't know if he still is. And I guess they report earnings tomorrow.
Boy, you've already taken out. Whew, I don't know. I'd keep a close. What, 15? What did it hit today? Hit 14.16. Boom, that low 14.10, 14.26. You're getting a nice bounce off that. So if you do go into reverse off the earnings and stuff, just be aware of a lot of support there at 14. And then if we decide about to rally here, boom, boom, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lower highs in a row. So if they take this thing up, I mean, there's really nothing until just under 25. That's pretty far away. Let me see if I could find something else. 2 highs right at 21. So, that's still a few bucks away. From what, 16? Yeah, still a few bucks away. If you want to go even shorter term, 2-day high, yesterday's high, 1829, and then your high on Tuesday, 1930. So, couple of areas of potential resistance here. I think got almost to 40 bucks, and then big round of profit taking.
Just so the chat knows, spamming your ticker in there will not make me want to bring up your stock. Okay, if you're going to post it 1,000 times, I'm not going to bring it up. Just a spite.
Put a big old Benjamin Franklin in there or something, and take a look at. We did get some nice tips this morning. Now, all right, Spencer. I did not see the imbalances. We're 357 heading into the closing bell here.
It was to the buy side. To the buy side.
A little bit to the buy side on this. I don't know what to call it. Turnaround Tuesday, Thursday, thumping Thursday. I don't know, but boy, if you got 2 bears this morning. Boy, oh boy, you got your head handed to you. But how many times have we seen that in this market?
It makes you confused. That's all it does. It makes you confused. We just spent the last year living in a buy the dip every time market that sort of came off in the last 8 weeks, a little more.
Yeah, earnings
sort of, yeah. And so now. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not convinced. I'm not full blown bullish or anything. But this today does kind of fly in the face of the sell the rip. Also, don't forget it is the end of the quarter, right? The last day of the quarter is next Wednesday. So that could mess with some things. It may not, but it could mess with some things.
I mean, I think I'm just looking at the price action in today's session, and I'm just thinking about tomorrow's session. Yeah. And we had a high. Usually you trend on Friday, towards the highs and lows for the week. That low right now, unless something happens overnight, all things considered, we're way off that low of 43.25. And then that high we had earlier in the week was 38.50. So was it 38.50 or do we? I think we were even higher on Monday. Let me go to my S&P chart here. Days are, let's see. Yeah, we were even higher on Monday. We were up at 30, got up to 39.44.50. So we're 60 points off the low and 40 points off the high. So I don't know. If you get some good weather, maybe it's a day to take the day off and go golfing because it's a lot of chop in this area.
All right. Nick Smith did throw us a $5 to ask about BBIG, Vinco Ventures. Let me look up what the hell this company does and why we care about them right now. Oh, there's a closing bell. Look at that. I lost track of time.
I'd find out why it popped in January and hope that they get that news again. Vinco.
It was... I guess there was a potential merger. I don't know if that happened.
Yeah. Great support at 3, and you distanced yourself from that level. So that's nice. Bounced off 3 on Tuesday. So I hope you got a 280, 280, I see a bunch of lows here just under 3 from 290 to to 291, and that's including today's low. So you got your good support there. Closing near the high of the session. I don't know. Maybe you're going to get a little trading range here from 3 to 5. But first things first, tomorrow you want to see if you can get a look at 429, the current high 382.
All right, that's a wrap for the At the Close show. Joel, I will see you tomorrow morning. And
Bright and early.
I hope we'll be a little bit less confused, but I can't promise that fact.
All right. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
See you, Joel.